Stop being a basic bitch. Being basic is literally holding you back. I see so many girls nowadays with the same hairstyles, the same makeup, the same outfits, and then you're confused why no one remembers you. Hi everyone, welcome to Swan Theory. This channel is where beauty meets strategy. Over here, we unpack the blueprint behind iconic women and how to channel it yourself. Right now, my ADHD hyperfixation is on looks theory, how beauty, aesthetics, and identity intersect. If you're into that, you're in the right place. If you're not, I'm sorry. Today's video is something that I've been itching to talk about, looking like every other bitch on the internet. I get it. Makeup and fashion trends exist. They can be fun, expressive, even empowering. But the problem is when trends stop being inspiration and start becoming instruction manuals, when every part of you that made you distinctive gets sanded down to fit someone else's algorithm. Let's be real, a lot of us are becoming clones. Think about your explore page. How many girls look like slight variations of the same template? Fox eyes, overlined lips, unnaturally snatched jawlines. Customizing the avatar anymore. We're just downloading the default. This is literally the aesthetic equivalent of gentrification. We're bulldozing individuality to build identical, influencer-approved faces. And this isn't even a new phenomenon. It's just louder now and much sadder, actually. When everyone looks the same, how can anyone truly stand out? The art of the copy-paste girl has always been around. Social media didn't create her, it franchised her. It turned insecurity into an aesthetic and monetized the algorithmic face. Want proof? Look at the evolution of brows. We went from the over-plucked trauma of the early 2000s to the micro-bladed mistakes of the late 2000s and 10s to soap brows, bleached brows, and every other phase that eventually got replaced by something more ridiculous. So, what happens when you try to opt out of the default? What happens when your face, your real unedited face, doesn't fit the current aesthetic economy? You already know the answer to that. We're no longer opting out of the default. Now we're paying to look like it. Enter plastic surgery, filler, Botox, thread lifts, buccal fat removal, all advertised as enhancements, but more often used as assimilation tools. And this isn't about shaming surgery. You want a nose job? Do it. Filler? Your business, but ask yourself honestly, is this something you truly want or something you've been conditioned to believe you need to want? Let's take Kylie Jenner as an example. You probably know her as the youngest Kardashian Jenner. She's always been beautiful, but scroll through her older photos and compare them to her face now. It's not just makeup or angles. A lot has changed, and not by accident. It started with the lips. I think the infamous Kylie Jenner lip challenge had girls literally injuring themselves to mimic her, and it snowballed. More filler, more Botox, more surgeries. Her look began to morph into the aesthetic currency of the moment. Snatched waist, full lips, hourglass silhouette, peak Instagram era beauty. And let's be honest, a lot of it seemed to mirror the preferences of her then partner Tyga, but that's not the point of the video.
Anyway, so
her look was less about self-expression and more about strategic modification. Then came the rebrand. The BBL faded, the glam got clean, her face softened. Here's the thing, she still looks good, but at what cost? She's not the blueprint anymore, she's the prototype, and the tragedy is she's starting to blend in with the very clones she helped create. That is the danger of aesthetic survival mode. When you spend years chasing trends, you stop evolving and instead you start shape-shifting, not for joy, not for artistry, but to survive in a system that keeps moving the goalpost of what is deemed beautiful. And in this kind of culture, being basic doesn't mean boring, it means replaceable. And the gag is, the more you chase the default, the more basic you become and the more replaceable you are. So if you want to be striking, unforgettable, iconic, worth remembering, you need to detach your identity from what's trending. Almost every girl right now is just remixing someone else's identity to stay relevant. But relevance isn't the same thing as impact. Stop being a basic bitch. Dare to be different. Reclaim your identity. Reclaim your power. And most of all, embrace what actually makes you you. So what do you do if you're stuck in that loop? First, you need to audit your appearance. Start by asking yourself, what do I actually like about myself? And what am I only doing because it's viral? A good example of this is the Kalogeras sisters. You've probably seen them on TikTok. 3 sisters with striking curly red hair. What makes them captivating is how they've embraced what sets them apart. Their natural hair and their mysterious sibling dynamic. They're effortlessly beautiful and polished, but not in a clean girl way. Their hair is wild and gorgeous, and they flaunt it, not tame it. They bet on their uniqueness, and it worked. Their individuality is their brand. If you have features or qualities that make you unique, embrace them, even if it's not the norm. It could be anything from curly hair to a Roman nose to freckles or moles. When you own what makes you different, you stop chasing trends and start setting them. That's the power of authenticity. It draws people in without you even trying. Instead of forcing your features to fit a trend, learn to work with what you've got. Don't let the algorithm decide who you are. Curate your style, your personal brand, and presence with purpose. Who do you actually want to be? Your style and brand should be an extension of yourself, not a costume. Willow Smith is a clear example of what it means to be intentional with your identity. She broke away from early pop stardom and industry expectations to explore alternative rock, neo-soul, and spiritual themes on her own terms, and she did this for years before garnering mainstream traction, whether it's shaving her head mid-performance, blending masculine and feminine aesthetics in her style, or openly sharing her journey with self-awareness and emotional growth. Every choice feels uniquely her. She doesn't perform for approval, she creates from alignment. Her identity isn't curated for the algorithm, it's built from authenticity. That's the kind of energy we want to channel. In a world that profits off making us feel like we need to look like everyone else just to belong, being yourself is an act of rebellion. Stop trying to fit into whatever the new mold is. Stop asking what's trending and start asking what feels true to me. You weren't born to be a carbon copy. And trust me, no algorithm, no trend cycle, and no one worth your time is ever going to be moved by a clone. Stop being a basic bitch. Thanks for tuning into Swan Theory. If you like this video, subscribe and let me know in the comments what makes you stand out. I'll see you next time.